poor children. I'll save you. I won't let them hurt you.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to my Halloween series. As you can see today, we are going to be doing another iconic look in Miss Poison Ivy. She has always been one of my favorite villains, and I'm a big Batman fan, so we had to do her in this whole series. So I did not lose the footage of me doing my hair this time, so I'm going to start by installing my favorite red wig. So as you can see, my hair is already braided down. I already have a video on how I like to braid down my hair for wigs, so be sure to check that out. It is linked currently in the cards above. So I'm going to start with my skin tone wig cap. Please, please, please be sure to use a wig cap that is close to your skin tone. Trust me, it is so much easier to blend it together. I'm going to put that on, and then I'm going to take my Got To Be Glued gel, and I'm going to place that on all my edges and brush them back. This is just going to be important because I will be properly installing this wig today, so I want to make sure to protect my edges and make sure they do not get stuck in the glue. Once my edges are all brushed back, I'm going to put on the wig cap over my edges, and we're going to start with our bald cap method. So I'm going to go through that part of the process very quickly here, as I already have a full in-depth video on how I like to install my wigs. So be sure to check that video out if you would like a more detailed explanation of my wig install process and how that works. So today I'm going to be using the Bold Hold glue for oily skin, and as you can see, it comes out the tube very fast and I need to be more careful. And I'm trying this glue for the first time today, and I will say I definitely enjoyed the hold, and I definitely enjoyed how this wig adhered, and especially this glue dried completely clear. It was great. I'm recording this about 48 hours after installing the wig, but the hold is still good and feels very secure. Now that I have my first layer of glue in place, I'm going to hit that with a blow dryer. And again, I'm going to go through this process very quickly just because I already have at least one video on how I like to install my wigs. And that video has a lot more tips and tricks on how to get a flawless install on your wig, especially if you are a beginner. So in between layers, I'm going to be sure to blow dry them with cool air from my blow dryer and allow them to dry clear completely. Once the layers are all dried down, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut off my excess cap and get ready for the rest of the install. So you're going to want to take some alcohol and wipe down your skin just so you can have as little oil on your skin as possible to compete with the glue. And this is the wig we're going to be installing today. It is a favorite of mine. It is one that I have worn quite a bit, but I decided I wanted to give it some big curls today. So I put some flexi rods in it. And unfortunately, the flexi rods didn't really dry how I wanted to. And the hair definitely didn't start off as big as I wanted it to be for this look. But you're going to see how we got the nice big fluffy look that we got at the beginning of the video. So as I'm taking out my flexi rods, I'm just softly fluffing the curls, and I'm kind of taking this time to figure out what do I want to do with the hair, because again, it didn't turn out exactly like I wanted, but I knew I could figure out some way for this hair to turn out exactly how I wanted. So now that all the flexi rods are out, we're going to pin the hair back and begin to install the wig. So to keep this process very quick and simple just for this video, we're going to do 3 layers of glue, drying completely in between each layer, and we're going to secure the wig in sections. I find that working in sections is always the easiest way to make sure that your wig goes on correctly the first time. So just a general rule of thumb, apply a nice thin layer, blow it dry with cool air from your blow dryer, and repeat that step 3 times. On the 3rd time, you're going to grab your wig and you're going to pull it forward and secure it to the glue. And then you're going to use a small comb or brush to make sure it sticks well. And here I'm just showing you why I love this wig so much, because that lace looks so good against my head, y'all. It's great. So of course, I'm just going to repeat that process on each side of my head until my wig is nice and secure. So now that I have both sides of my wig glued down, I'm going to clip all the hair back and take my little Velcro strap here and use the tension method to hold my wig in place. And now it's time for everybody's favorite part, the makeup. So I'm going to start with my Dewy Skin Primer just because I want it to be nice and glowy for this look. I'm then going to take a powder puff and my Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade 35 Deep, and I'm going to put a layer of that on just to help control my oil. Next, we're going to grab our NYX Illuminator and we're going to highlight under the skin. If you guys have been here for a while, you know that is my favorite way to highlight, and the NYX Illuminator is my favorite liquid highlighter. So we're going to be sure to blend all that out with a small brush. Now we're going to get into brows, and I decided to do a red brow for this look, and I just wanted to keep that simple, and so I just used a red lip liner to fill in my brows. And then I used my brown brow gel to blend that color throughout the brow, just so it turned out to be a deep red, because I did not want bright red brows as my wig was not bright red. And I think doing it this way gave me a color and tone that was going to match my hair the best. And doing it this way, I definitely caused a little bit of a mess on my face. So I went in with my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer and carved out my brows so that I could have nice, clean, beautiful cut brows. Again, I might have to start carving out my brows again because loved the way they turned out here. I then continued to blend everything out with a damp sponge. After my brows are finished, I went in with my eyeshadow base and I added that all over my lid as well as under my eye. And this is because we're going to be putting a decent amount of eyeshadow under the eye, and I want to make sure that area doesn't fade either. And I'm just going to use my fingers to blend that out. So again, we're going to be using the Lunar Beauty Nude Prism palette to start, and we're going to just put this nice warm shade over my entire lid just to give it a nice base color. We're going back into my 4-in-1 palette today, and of course we're going to be using the green palette. We're going to start with this lighter green, and we're going to do a wash of that all over the eyes, and we're going to go all the way up to the brow, as well as to the outside of the face. But we're going to save to do the outer and underside of our look for when we do the rest of our base makeup. So now that I have my light olive green in place, I'm going to go to this more blue tone green, and we're going to start putting that all over our lid and blending the colors together. And I absolutely loved the way these two colors blended together. Lastly, we're going to take this really dark green shade. It looks a little blue here, but it's definitely a dark green, and we're going to focus that on the outer corner of our eye and bring it inward. And now it is time for glitter. I just felt like this look needed glitter. So we're going to take these two chunky green glitters in the palette and blend them together for my eye. I'm just going to add a little bit of setting spray to this tiny brush, and that is going to help the glitter adhere to the eyes. So we're going to start with the lighter green, and we're going to put that in the inner corner of the eye. And then we're going to take that darker green and we're just going to put it above the crease. I'm purposefully not putting glitter on my eyelids. There's no particularly deep reason I'm doing it this way, but I thought it would enhance the look to just keep the glitter above the lids and above the crease. So we're going to take a little bit of a break from the eyes, and we're going to go ahead and do the rest of the face. So we're going to start with concealer, and today we're going to use my Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and we're going to put it in the areas here. Again, we're going for full coverage. Halloween is not the light beat time of the year. We go full spackle. And of course, I'm going to take a damp sponge and I'm just going to blend all that out. Now that my concealer is blended out, we're going to use the Bite Changemaker foundation, and we're going to kind of focus that in areas that were under the concealer. So you can see right in the middle of my cheeks, right on my chin, and on the outsides of my forehead are where I've chosen to concentrate my foundation. And we're going to use a brush to blend all of that together. Next, we're going to grab my Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade 20, and we're going to start by dusting that powder just over the areas that we concealed, and then we're going to take a powder puff and further stamp it into the skin. I feel doing it this way for me keeps me from putting on too much powder and not over baking or setting my face. So now we're going to get back into the eyes, and we're going to use the same colors from earlier to just expand and completely blow out this eye look. We're going to start with that lighter green, and we're going to dust it completely to the outside of our eyebrows and onto our cheeks. We're then going to take the next shade of green and do the exact same thing, just continuing to blend those colors together so they marry. And you guessed it, we're going to take that final deepest green and just dust that just on the outside of the eye, not onto the rest of the face. Then I'm going to take a smaller brush, and I use the slightly lighter shade of green here, I didn't show it to you guys, to just apply a little bit of color to the inside of my eyes. And I was feeling bold today, and I decided I was going to try to do some eyeliner. I am not an eyeliner girly, but this look felt like it needed some eyeliner. So I just gave myself a little wing up top and then a small wing on the bottom. So again, today we're going to be using the Falscara lash kit. And last time on my video, I had a friend ask me how the lashes went on since I didn't show it. So I'm going to show you guys here. So in your kit, you'll get a tube where one side says bond and the other side says seal. So you're going to start with using the bond side and brushing that all over your lashes just like you would mascara. You're then going to take the small lashes with the tweezers they provide and apply the individual lashes right onto the bottom side of your lashes where you placed the bond. You're going to do that across your entire eye before using the other side to seal the lashes. Again, you're just going to brush that on like you would mascara. And these are how your eyelashes are going to turn out. I definitely recommend these, especially if you cannot put on strip lashes just like me. So to finish up with the eyes, we're going to put a little bit of mascara on our bottom lashes. And for me, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. That is my favorite mascara, and apply 2 coats of that to my bottom lashes. Next, we're going to do lips, and we're going to start by outlining my lips in this kind of burnt red lip liner. I prefer my lip liners to be a little bit more on the brown side, even if we're doing bright colors. And once my lips are lined, I'm going to use my favorite red lipstick from Urban Decay in the shade F-Bomb. It's bright red and it looks so good on chocolate skin. It looks so good on brown girls, y'all. And that is the final look for the makeup. So before we get on to the next step, I am going to go ahead and take off my band and finish the rest of my hair. And I kind of figured the best way to get this big fluffy hair that I wanted was to take a paddle brush and just brush out all the curls. And that's exactly what I did. I went through and I brushed every section to make it nice and big and full. And again, it's not exactly what I envisioned for this look, but it's a lot more voluminous and a lot more full. And at the end of the day, I wanted volume and I wanted fullness. After I finished brushing out my hair, I took a little bit of concealer and used that to define my part, as it was just a little bit hard to see and I did not want to further pluck this wig. And after I put that concealer over my part, I went in with my bronzer and just added some more warmth to my face. And here's a better look of my hair all brushed out. It's nice and wild, it's nice and big, it's voluminous, it is giving for sure. So now that my hair is finished, I'm going to clip it back once more. So now we're going to get into some fun and kind of bringing Poison Ivy to life. And we're gonna add some leaves to my face to really sell poison ivy. So to do this, I actually just used some spirit gum and this vine that you saw at the beginning of the video. I simply pulled off the leaves, they were very weakly attached, applied some spirit gum to my face, tapped it to activate the stickiness to it, and then applied the leaf right over it. And it adhered perfectly and I had no issues whatsoever. Now I will say, when I started adding these leaves, I didn't really go in with a plan. And the next time I do this look, I'm definitely going to try to create something a little bit cooler. Here, I was kind of just like, I just want to put leaves on my face and I'm gonna put some leaves on my face. But I definitely recommend having a little bit more of a plan so that your skin is nice and balanced as you go through and apply the leaves. So now that the leaves are all in place, I'm going to go ahead and do my ivy crown. And I'm just gonna take a hairpin and take that same vine that we took the leaves off of, and I'm going to pin that into my hair. And then I'm going to part my hair and just start wrapping the vine around my head. And I'm just gonna keep wrapping it until I run out of vine. And once I reached the end of the vine, I just tucked it under a different part of the vine so that it would stay in place. I didn't actually have to pin it in place. And here's just some final touches on the front of my hair. And that is the final look, guys. And I absolutely loved this look. It was so fun to do. Poison Ivy is genuinely one of my favorite characters. She's one of my favorite villains. And I just had a good time doing this look. So I hope you guys enjoyed part 2 of our Halloween series. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel on your way out. It would really mean a lot to me. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it and found it helpful. And let me know if you love Poison Ivy as much as I do. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, guys.